Make Mary Cup. I've been trying to think what would be the best title for this video, so I think I'll stick with Make Mary Cup. So you might know that women like to wear things on their faces called makeup. You know, things like foundation, all kinds of powders, eyeliner, eyeshadow, mascara. Yeah, mascara is a very popular one, isn't it? Lipstick, lip gloss. So it's a very interesting thing to talk about, because you see, the thing about, as I've mentioned this in lots of my videos. I've been telling this for years. The ghost of Aaliyah Dana Houghton is on the front of my body. She's upside down. Her rear end is situated here, and her head's down there. She was Mary, the one who people call her the Virgin Mary. She is bad. She is evil. She has bad intentions. The problem is that, well, in the book of Revelation, it talks about the whore of Babylon. She rides the scarlet beast that has 7 heads and 10 horns. 7 heads and 10 horns. Well, Aaliyah is a 7-letter word. It's a 7-letter name. How did I not realize this before? Or maybe I forgot. I should have realized that, shouldn't I? Anyways. Yeah. So I've just realized that for some reason. Very strangely. Anyways, I mean, that's an important thing, because the first beast of the book of Revelation has 7 heads and 10 horns, and has a wound, a head that's wounded as if by a sword. Yeah. Not sure what that's about. Yeah, I'll have to think about that one. Anyway, the thing about the world is that the world deprives me of water. What the world likes is earth. In the tarot deck, there is a card called the 8 of Cups. And the thing is, well, 8 is a magic way of saying poo. Okay, so it can be read as poo of cup. It basically, it reads like cup of poo, basically. I don't know if you remember, years ago, there was a viral video that was on the internet, and all these people reacting to it. It was called, I think it was called 2 Girls, 1 Cup. And basically what it was crap in a cup. And the girls licking it. Yuck. Certainly got a lot of attention though, didn't it? Anyways, but that's basically what the world is like, really. The world doesn't like water. You know, I was Jesus Christ. I'm the second coming of Jesus Christ. The world is dry as a desert in terms of love and emotion. Especially for me. I mean, the world loves to ignore me. That's what it likes to ignore me. And so makeup is part of this magic because women wear makeup on their faces. You know, it acts like a sort of a mask. And in fact, well, you wear mascara, which is, you know, that is on your eyelashes. You know, obviously it doesn't really cover a lot of your face. It just covers the eyelashes, basically. But anyway, makeup. Well, this is the thing actually. My dead mum, my mum who died in 2021, her name was Fiona, and she was born in May. She was a Taurian. That was her zodiac sign, okay? She was born the 7th of May, 1964, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And she died on the 24th of July, 2021. That's 24/7. If you write, 24 and then July is the 7th month. Strange date, yeah? She died when she was 57, which is also, it reflects the number, the 7th of May, which is 7/5 or 5/7 backwards, right? So, some very strange things, right, as I mentioned, but makeup, yeah. You know, it's strange how, my mum had a ketamine addiction, and so did I. It was really interesting. I was just thinking about it because, you get tomato ketchup, yeah? It's tomato is spelled, well, it reads like two, right? So Aaliyah Dana Houghton, when she died in 2001, she died August 25th, 2001, which was only, it wasn't very long before what happened on September 11th, 2001. So, she was connected to all that. Yeah, she was. It was when I went to boarding school when I was 13 years old. Or was I? I was 13. I was 13, wasn't I? Yeah. So she died in a plane crash, and then I went to boarding school in September 2001, and then a lot of other people died in plane crashes, and, well, the buildings came down. So, that's when I started going to chapel, because my mum never took me to church or anything like that when I was a kid. It was when I went to boarding school. I used to do, when I was at my school in London, before I went to boarding school, I suppose I went to assembly and stuff like that, to sing hymns and pray. But it was only when I went to boarding school, I actually entered, I used to go, there was a big chapel at the school, has quite a large chapel, at Charterhouse boarding school. Yeah, I guess you could say I am Chap L, because L means God, and chap it means a man, doesn't it? Anyways, I'm Chap L. Yeah, so where was I going with this? Yeah, makeup. So my mum was born in May, and so the ghost of Leah Dana Houghton is on the front of me, right? She keeps lying about me, okay? I mean, this is the thing. She's actually lying on top of my body, and she's lying about me. There are all these lying spirits, demons, that want to tell lies about me. So now she is jealous of me. She doesn't want me to get justice. I mean, if you look at the Catholic Church, you might notice that they worship Mary. Yeah, that's who they worship. They shouldn't worship Mary, but they do. And obviously, I'm not very happy about that. You see, makeup is basically Mary's cup. Okay? Because, well, women wear makeup, don't they? Men basically don't wear makeup. I mean, okay, maybe some men wear makeup, but it's mostly women who wear makeup. And that's the thing is that's my cup. I mean, this is the thing. The world wants to make up lies. Okay, the world doesn't tell the truth. The world is wrong. I'm God. I'm right. I'm the creator. Okay? I created the universe. I created planet Earth. I created man and woman. I created all the life. I created it all. Okay? So, the cup, it represents water. And the world wants to deprive me of water. And when I say water, I mean love and emotion. Okay? So let me get a card here from the tarot deck to demonstrate what I'm talking about. I want the World card. Here it is. Okay. So, what I'll do, seeing as she's a little bit, I've covered her chest area. Okay, so that says the World. Now you might notice that this depicts a woman in this wreath-looking thing in the sky, in the clouds. She's surrounded, there's the 4 living creatures. Okay? And those 4 living creatures are mentioned in Revelation chapter 4. Yeah, it's Revelation chapter 4, which speaks about the throne of God. Okay, there's the ox, the lion, the living creature with the face like a man, and the eagle. Okay? So, when I say that the world makes things up, well, here you go, right? What's the world doing all the way up in the clouds there? Do you know what I mean? Because, what's up in the clouds You know, that's considered the sky. This is the, you know, what this is a magic card, right? So what this is really depicting is my butt. Because the world is connected to my butt. Because I'm God, and obviously earth, you could call it earth or soil, is what comes out of my butt. And you know, magic practitioners know that I'm the word, right? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to connect the world or the earth to my butt in the sky. And obviously she's a female. Yeah? What is she? She's a female. And she has you see how she's got eyeballs? Right, she's got eyes. Yeah? Feces. Right? Or female sees. Feces. Right? My dead mum, her name was Fee. She was called Fiona. Everyone called her Fee. That's short for Fiona. So this is the thing. The world well, this is the thing, right? Because if I say May cup, well, this is the thing. May is in the word. May is in the name Mary. Okay? And the thing is, right, you know, I made Mary. I made her, and people worship her like she's God. And this is the thing, you know, I told you, Aaliyah's ghost is on top of me. Her head's down there, and her rear end is by my mouth. Well, it is on my mouth. You know, there's one item of makeup. What's it called? It's called lipstick. That's right, it's called lipstick. Yeah. Makeup. Makeup. See, this is why she's doing this to me, right? You know, this is part of the problem, because there's this magic, and, you know, the world sympathizes with her because she's doing a lipstick thing, if you know what I'm saying. You know, and she's trying to, you know, she wants the world to have, you know, she wants to control the world's emotions, and she wants me to be hated by people. But I guess I think she's running out of time, I think. Yeah, I think she is. I mean, that's the thing, you know, women put makeup on their faces. Well, whose makeup? You know, I'm God, I'm above, right? I mean, who is above God? Anybody? Would you say anyone is above God? I mean, you could say, oh, well, what do you mean by above? Well, you know what I mean. I mean, in terms of magic, you know, there is no one above me. Okay? In terms of hierarchy, right? I'm the creator. I am the Almighty. The creator of everything you know. So in that sense, I'm the maker. So what does make up mean? You know, people say make up. Well, that's either what, you know, it's either what you put on your face, or it means lying. Yeah, if someone makes something up, that usually, that's used to say that someone is lying. Well, the reason language is that way is because it's an attack against me, God, to try to drag me down and ruin my credibility. So yeah, but I was talking, so I was talking about tomato ketchup, wasn't I? Because it's, tu, because she, Mary died when she was, or Aaliyah, who's Mary, she died when she was 22. And the thing is, this is actually, it says there 21XXI. But if you include the full card, which is the first card of the major arcana, although it's not, it's given the number on the card as number 0. But this really is, it's the 22nd card of the major arcana. There are no more major arcana cards after the world card. And when people interpret this card, they interpret as an end of a cycle. It's the end of something. They go, oh yeah, it's the end of something. Well, look at it. It depicts a woman. The woman is the inside of my butthole. That's what it is. That's my throne. It's what I sit on. I sit on my ass. That's what it depicts. It's magic for my butthole. And there's the 4 living creatures. The 4 living creatures, yeah? The 4th card, the number 4 card of them is actually the 5th card if you include the Fool, but it's numbered number 4. Roman numerals IV. And that's the Emperor card. Okay, and obviously, Revelation, the book of Revelation, chapter 4, it talks about the throne of God, and it talks about the 4 living creatures around the throne of God. So what more can I say about this? I mean, this is the thing, in sports, they'll have, the World Cup. But what's the World Cup? It's a good question, that, isn't it? What does it really mean? Well, the world is very dry. The thing is, the world, that's the thing. The world is called planet Earth. It's strange because the planet Earth has all kinds of things on it. If you look at the globe, you see more water than you see Earth, don't you? You see more water covers the surface of the planet than land, right? Most of the land is under the water. It's just that humans live on the land. They don't live under the water. But yeah. World Cup. Well, if you ask for a cup of water and someone said, oh yeah, okay then, and they just got a bag of compost or soil and they just dumped it in a cup and said, there you go, how would you feel about that? Well, that's how the world treats me. That's how the world treats me. It expects me to drink dirt. The world is very horrible to me. It's dry. It doesn't love me. It doesn't care about me. And, the whole thing with makeup and the fact that women wear makeup, it's predominantly women who wear makeup. Men don't normally wear makeup. I've worn makeup before. When I dressed in drag for one occasion, one night, I wore makeup. Maybe there were a few other occasions I was just messing about with some makeup, but do you know what I mean? Like, I don't normally wear makeup. So, what the world is, and what the world and what Mary's trying to do is try to control that cup of water using makeup magic. It's Mary's cup, basically. I made Mary, and that's the thing. When Mary was Aaliyah, Dana Houghton, well, she wore makeup, didn't she? She wore a lot of makeup. She was always wearing makeup. And that's the other thing, right? Because if you think about it, women like to put their pictures online of them being makeup free, which is a very interesting combination of words, because you say you're make-up free. Well, what did Jesus say about, what Jesus said was, the truth will set you free. Jesus said that I am the truth, and the truth will set you free. But then women want to mess around with makeup magic, and then they all want to when there's this this thing happening on social media, this trend on social media of women wanting to do this makeup free, showing off what you look like when you got no makeup on, and then saying, look, I'm doing makeup free, look at me. That's, you have to understand, I am make-up. And I feel like the world is trying to imprison me. Yeah? With all their witchcraft and magic. Where's the love for me then? The world's not been giving me any. I still didn't finish saying what I was going to say about tomato ketchup. Because I used to do ketamine, because my mum had a massive ketamine problem, I got a massive ketamine problem. And it's, see, on the Kabbalah tree, if you know what that is, the top Sephirot of the Kabbalah tree is called Keter. It's spelled Keter, and it is the crown Sephirot. It's called the crown. And I had a very bad addiction to ketamine. And obviously tomato ketchup because obviously, Mary, she died when she was 22. So, tomato, yeah, it represents the number 22, and ma, which means mother. And ketchup, or ketcup. So, ketcup. Yeah, that's another weird magic thing as well. Yeah. And this is the thing as well, because you know the phrase kiss and make up. Well, this is the thing, because Mary, she's got her bum on my face, and my tongue's in there. I mean, you can't see that, obviously, because she's a ghost. So in that sense, I am kiss and make up. If the butt counts as something kissable. I mean, people say it all the time, don't they? Say, kiss my ass. Well, I guess I am. I'm kiss her ass. And that's the thing, right? Because if I'm kissing her ass, what does that mean? It means it means that I'm in, usually if someone kisses your ass, it means that they're in submission to you, right? If someone's kissing someone's ass, it means that they're basically submitting to that person, like, oh, I'll do anything you want, just give me what I need, like, it's kind of like that. But that's, I'm God, I'm the authority figure. Mary's ghost, she just happened to latch on to me and be upside down. I mean, it's not like I just said, oh, hey, wherever she is, just bring her here and plonk her on top of me, please. I didn't, that's not how it happened. I found her on top of me. And Archangel Michael is right behind me. You see what I'm drinking right now? I'm drinking Lipton lemon ice tea. Limon. Yeah, alimon. Alimon? Oh, right. Anyway. What more can I say about this? And this is the thing. This is the other thing I should mention, because people talk about the World Cup. Well, this is the thing. This is the World card, isn't it? It represents my ass. And the thing is that over the last several years, probably about 7 years, I don't know how many years, probably 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. Probably, I don't know, when did I start? Was it actually, maybe it was 2015? 2015 or 20, yeah, I think it was 2015 actually. So it's actually been 10 years. Yeah, I think it has. It's been about 10 years. At some point I started doing enemas. If you don't know what that is, that's putting water into the colon, right? So I put it into my butt. So you see how it says the world, and this thing, it represents my bum. And I was putting water in it. And so when people speak about the World Cup, well, that is all connected to me doing enemas. And, obviously I've mentioned that my mum, she was called Fee. And obviously what comes out of a butthole is called feces. And obviously, depending how you spell that, because obviously feces can be spelled 2 different ways. There's F-E-C-E-S, and the other way is F-A-E-C-E-S. And obviously, face or faces is in the word feces, if you spell it the longer way. So, and what does a face have? Well, a face has eyes, doesn't it? A face has eyes. Getting a bit wonky though. But faces have eyes, a nose, a mouth, a forehead. Yeah, I don't have. Does it look like I have foreheads? I mean, that's the thing. I'm the emperor. I am number 4. You know, Jesus said, before Abraham was, I am. Yeah. Anyway. And that's the other thing as well, right? Because make up. Well, that's the thing. How did the universe get created? Well, the thing is, the universe is connected to my butt. In fact, in the Thoth Tarot deck, the World card is actually called the Universe card. And yeah, the artwork's a little bit different, but you know, it's not that different. So, and obviously, what do I produce? Well, I produce poo. That's what I make, isn't it? Right? Make up. Well, that's the thing. I'm God, and I poo. Right? You know, I make up, and out of my hole comes stuff out of it. I mean, there's the Strength card, which is the 8th card. Here it is. Okay, is the 8th card. It's number 8. You notice how that woman, she's got that infinity symbol that looks like the number 8. It's on her head. And there's the lion. You know, that's spelled L-I-O-N. Lee-on. Yeah, Aliyah. Lee is on me. This is a Leo card. The Sun card, which is number 19, is that's a Leo card as well. And also, if you include the Fool card in the count, then that bumps the Sun card up to the 20th card. So really it's the 20th card if you include the Fool card. And if you actually look at the 20th card, it's the Judgment card. But the other interesting thing about 20 is that 20 is 8 o'clock at night time. Oh, and it's about 8 minutes past 8 right now. Well, it's 8:09 now, so yeah. 9 is the hermit, the guy who never leaves his house. Well, something like that. Yeah. So, this is the thing. Mary is trying to keep me stuck with magic, and the world is conspiring with her to achieve that. And that's why I've made this video and I'm talking about makeup. Make cup, or May cup, or Mary cup. I mean, that's the thing, right? If you say Mary cup, you have M-A-Y, which is May, and then you have cup, makeup, Mary cup, or make cup. I mean, obviously, cups are usually made by someone, right? Someone could make a cup, right? Like a coffee mug, or a glass cup, or a ceramic cup, or I don't know, a plastic cup, a wooden cup. In fact, I've got a anyway. Yeah. And that's the other thing, right? Because, women wear bras as well, don't they? What's your cup size? Yeah, what's your cup size? And the thing is that obviously, like I told you, Lee is a way of saying Aliyah or Ali. And the thing is that the Justice card in the tarot deck, it is associated with Libra. I'm a man. I don't wear makeup on my face. And I don't wear a bra. So, the thing is that Mary and the world are conspiring to get woman to leave me out in the cold. And this is the thing, right? Because the world just wants to hate me, basically. And that's what it is. And I'm simply exposing all the bullshit magic the world's doing to try to keep me down. I mean, here's the Ace of Cups card. Yeah, in Italian and French, that sounds like ass. Ass of cups. Not to mention in French, water is called eau. E-A-U. There's that bird, the dove. Yeah, it's associated with the Holy Spirit. It represents the Holy Spirit. The hand's coming out of the cloud. The cup is overflowing with water, and this has to do with enemas. I mean, if you think that sounds crazy, well, if you know, well, what's the Babylonian creation epic? It's called the Enuma Elish, right? Enuma is spelled E-N-U-M-A. And if you actually read it at the beginning, it talks about water. It talks about the water and the earth. It's something like that. I mean, I couldn't tell you the exact details, but it reads similar to an enema. Okay? I can clearly tell that there's a magic connection between the Babylonian creation epic and enemas. I am God. I am the fountain of living waters. In fact, if you read the book of Revelation, it's one of the last chapters of the book of Revelation, and it talks about how water flows from under the throne of God. So what's that talking about? Well, that's the thing. That's exactly what I'm telling you. It's to do with the fact that I've done enemas. That's where the world is trying to that's the thing, right? Because how do I explain it? It's hard to explain everything. It's really hard to explain some of these things. If I've done an enema, I've put water into my colon and it comes out, and that's a magic thing. But the thing is, the world is not giving me love. That's the problem. And obviously, there are lots of other people who are doing enemas. And they're doing it for sex. They're doing it because they want to do sodomy. Sodomy belongs to me. That's my thing. Sodomy is sex magic. And people use it like it's a weapon to attack me. To try to steal my power. So, I'll tell you what. Let me do a quick tarot reading. Okay, we've got the devil card. Okay, we've got the devil card. We've got the devil card. Okay. It's associated with Capricorn. Mary, Aaliyah Dana Houghton was a Capricorn. That was her zodiac sign. That was her sun zodiac sign. I think she's a Virgo moon. Virgo moon, I think. I'm a Virgo moon as well. Okay, so we've got the devil and the Three of Swords. So there's this heartbreak, unhappiness. And then we got the Two of Swords. Queen of Cups. Queen of Wands. Justice. Three of Pentacles. So I wanted to say something about that Justice card because like I said about the I'll tell you what, I'll come back to it in a minute. Okay, I'll come back to it in a minute. Let me finish this reading first. And then we got the Magician. So after the Three of Pentacles, there's the Magician card. And then we got the King of Cups. Ooh. Ooh. Ace of Wands. of Pentacles. Then we got Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups, yeah, when I split the deck there, I saw the High Priestess and the 8 of Cups there. Yeah, it's an interesting pair of cards. Whoa. Queen of Swords. Then we got 10 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Page of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 6 of Swords. Eight of Swords. Nine of Cups, the Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, Seven of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, Ten of Cups, King of Swords, 5 of Swords, the Chariot, 7 of Cups, the Hanged Man, and then we got 5 of Pentacles on the bottom. Okay, that's a long reading, that, so let me have a quick look. Got quite a few cards there, so the Devil, 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Justice. 3 of Pentacles, the Magician, King of Cups, Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups, Queen of Swords, 10 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Three of Wands, Page of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 9 of Cups, the Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 10 of Cups, King of Swords, 5 of Swords, the Chariot, Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man. Yeah, looks a little bit complicated. But yeah, the Devil, 3 of Swords. You know, the Devil is unhappy. I mean, that's a Capricorn card. 3 of Swords, that's unhappy. 2 of Swords is someone who's, you know, that's a stalemate or blockage. You know, this is someone who, you know, this is a stalemate or blockage type of card. Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. So I kind of just think that's Mary. You know, that's Leah Dana Houghton, isn't it? You know, she's the Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Devil, 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords. She's been trying to block me. So then we got the Justice card here. The Justice card, which is a Libra card. 3 of Pentacles, the Magician, King of Cups. So, yeah, I don't know how to read this bit because it says 3 of Pentacles, the Magician, King of Cups. Is that talking about... Yeah, it's talking about Patrick, a guy I used to be friends with, but I'm not friends with him anymore because he's a piece of... I really don't like him. He's a horrible guy. But he's a Cancerian, which is a water sign, and he has sex with a lot of women. He's done a lot of sex magic, and the fact is Leah has been trying to use him to fight me with magic, sex magic. And that's a guy I used to call, well, I used to think of him as my best friend years ago. That was a mistake. So she's been working with the Magician, King of Cups. And that's the thing, you know, it says Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, 5 of... So, you know, that's what he's been doing. He's been having sex with a lot of women. It says Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups. So there's some sort of communication. And the 5 of Cups is, you know, that's unhappiness. And then there's the 4 of Cups, you know, self-serving disinterest. Queen of Swords. 10 of Wands, that could be exhaustion. 8 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Page of Swords. So that's the thing, right? Because the 10 of Wands can be exhaustion. You know, it's also got the X there as well, right? You know, Ten of Wands could be exhaustion, or it could just be to do with sex, like hard sex, right? Like hardcore kind of thing, right? Eight of Cups is, that could be talking about, disappointment, or it could be lack of emotion. There's no water there. It's soil cups. It's cups filled with soil, right? Think of World Cup, right? It's a dry cup. This guy is disappointed. He's walking away from the Eight of Cups. Maybe because he doesn't want shit in a cup. Or maybe it has something to do with enemas and douching, because there's the Three of Wands, which also suggests anal sex magic. And then you got the Page of Swords. Well, a Page of Swords is usually quite stupid. That's usually what a Page of Swords is. But then a Page of Swords could be someone who's mentioned in the Bible. Because, a Page of Swords. Because the swords is to do with communication. The Bible is called, the scriptures are called the sword. Right? But then also, you see that little sign down there. It looks like that F. It looks like an F, doesn't it? It looks almost like the F from Facebook. You see that in the corner? And that's the thing, right? A Page of Swords could be my social media page. And then there's the Nine of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Two of Pentacles. So that suggests sleeping around multiple sex partners. Seven of Pentacles, working. Page of Cups, that suggests someone who's an asshole, basically. Who's uncaring, someone who's uncaring. Six of Swords, moving on to, and then there's the Eight of Swords, that's feeling trapped or bondage. Then there's the Nine of Cups, that's a happy guy on someone on his own, someone on their own. And then there's the Emperor, who's me. I guess that's talking about me. Then there's the Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Seven of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Ten of Cups, King of Swords, Five of Swords, the Chariot, Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man. Yeah, this is complicated. Very complicated. Is it good? Well, at least I know that. Oh, I'm a bit tired. I've been awake since 2:30 in the morning and it's 8:30. So I mean, this is the thing. Aaliyah, Mary, she has been conspiring with the world to try to ruin my life, to steal from me, to sabotage me, to stop me from moving forward. She's been trying to keep me stuck. And she's been working with people that I used to associate with and trying to use them to fight me. The sad fact about my life is that the people that I was closest to, the people who I spent the most time with were my worst enemies. And that's the truth. The fact is, the people that I spent the most time with, they were my worst enemies. They were used against me. I mean, they were never believers. They never believed in God. They didn't love me. They hated me. And, well, they used me and abused me. They took advantage of me. The fact is that people are drawn to my power. They want my power. And so I attract people with bad intentions. Because they're looking to try to get my power through evil means. You know, they're trying to use evil methods to try to acquire my power. So I'll go through this one more time. We've got the Devil, 3 of Swords, okay. 2 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Justice, 3 of Pentacles, the Magician, King of Cups, Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. So that's, I think that's talking about Patrick. He's a magician guy. He was Paul. He was the Paul that's mentioned in, he was called Saul, and then his name became Paul. That's who Patrick was. And that's the guy I used to call my best friend years ago. He was older than me as well. He was about 5 years. He's about 4 or 5 years older than me. I used to party with him a lot. And he stole things from me. Yeah. DJ equipment and stuff like that. He stole a computer monitor from me as well. Yeah. So, there's 3 of Pentacles, the Magician, King of Cups. I mean, this is the thing. Patrick is a real piece of crap. I mean, I guess you could see, his name is Pat. You know what a cow pat is, don't you? It's like, cow shit. Yeah? Patrick. Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. So he's had sex with, I don't know how many women he's had sex with. I mean, when I knew him, I'm sure he said it was more than 100. So there's a lot. He was always sleeping around. And then we got the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Queen of Swords, 10 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Page of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 9 of Cups, the Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 10 of Cups, King of Swords, 5 of Swords, the Chariot, 7 of Cups, the Hanged Man. So what's that saying? I think what that's saying is that Patrick, the sex magician, you know, he's had sex with all these women, and then there's the Ace of Swords, which is to do with logic and communication, and there's the 5 of Cups, right? I mean, that's the thing, Patrick, he's had sex with a lot of women, and I think there are a lot of women who hate him. Do you know what I mean? There are a lot of women that are unhappy with him. You know, he's broken a lot of women's hearts. You know, he's a heartbreaker guy. So there's the Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups, you know, it's the self-serving disinterest, Queen of Swords, 10 of Wands, you know, they've been having hardcore, dirty sex with Patrick, a bunch of Page of Swords, a bunch of idiots, 9 of Pentacles, you know, women who are just, you know, they're just getting in and out of relationships, basically. They're, you know, Patrick's been having sex with all these women, a bunch of dirty hoes. 7 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, yeah, just a bunch of uncaring whores, and Patrick the whoremonger, basically. 6 of Swords, moving on to 8 of Swords, feeling trapped or bondage or something. 9 of Cups, the Emperor. So, I mean, that's the thing, right? So Patrick's been sleeping around with all these women, doing all this sex magic with all these women. You know, that's the thing. Well, they're going to be punished by me, because I'm good. So, 8 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 10 of Cups, King of Swords, 5 of Swords, the Chariot, 7 of Cups, the Hanged Man. So what that's saying is that, you know, all those women he's been sleeping with, they're going to feel trapped. They're basically, well, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to be punished by me. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. Well, 8 of, you know, that's the thing, right? And then there's the 7 of Wands. So basically, their asses belong to me. 8 of Wands, well, you know, the 8 of Wands is an interesting card because it means moving quickly. You know, you see those wands, they're flying through the sky, but, you know, the wand is a stick, and, you know, 8 is what comes out of a butt. So it can also be read as a sex magic card. Then there's the 7 of Wands. You know, here's, you know, this is, you know, someone trying to defend themselves, right? They feel like they're under attack, right? And then there's the Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 10 of Cups. So it's basically just saying that, you know, they're gonna try to resist me, but, you know, their asses belong to me, and, you know, they can cry about it if they want to, but, you know, 10 of Cups, King of Swords, that's me. 5 of Swords, there's been some sort of defeat. The Chariot, well, that's the Cancerian card. That's the card associated. Well, that's Patrick, Marshall Andrew, the guy I used to call friend, the guy who used to be Paul, who's mentioned in the New Testament. He's a Cancerian, and he's associated with this card. It's a Cancerian card. The Chariot. The 7 of Cups. Notice this is the 7 of Cups. It's the same. The Chariot is the number 7. The 7 of Cups, you know, this is all about multiple choices. I mean, obviously it's cups. It's supposed to do with water. It's in the clouds. It's to do with multiple choices, fantasy, illusions, sexual fantasy, multiple choices. And then there's the Hanged Man, right? Number 12. That's where I live, 12 the Avenue. The Hanged Man, I was Jesus Christ. And obviously, who did I used to hang out with? Patrick. Marshall Andrew. I mean, that's why, you know, when I say the people I spent the most time with were my worst enemies. Well, this is the thing, this magic, the Hanged Man, well, that's the thing, they were only around me to try to absorb power from me by hanging with me. Because hanging out with someone means spending time with somebody. So, and, Aaliyah Dana Houghton, well, she's upside down. She's on front, her ghost is on the front of me, and she's literally upside down. Her rear end is on my face. So, okay, so I think this is the end of the video.